Hello. I believe I am ready to present the plan for my master thesis. I've practiced this in Finnish, and I think it's good to present for you. First of all, why I feel like this is meaningful for you is because by wearing these glasses with slightly thicker frames, you don't really know if they are smart glasses or not. Like I could, if we would be face to face, I could be able to record your face and also actually send that data to over internet, and then that data would return to me, providing information about you, your name. So my glasses would recognize your face, and then they would provide me with your name, your career, address, and all the messages that you have sent on Facebook when you were outrageous about some political topics. Isn't that scary? Well, they are not smart glasses, but I'm going to present you a example of smart glasses like that in the next slide. My master thesis topic is to study identity changes in human enhancement. When humans are using human enhancement technologies, HET, abbreviation is HET for human enhancement technologies. I'm a student of University of Lapland. I have been a couple of words about me, like the last time I studied in the University of Lapland was, I think, on 2015. I never did my master thesis because at that time I felt like it's a waste of time. I was young, full of energy, and I started my entrepreneurship career and continued on that path for 10 years. I've done so web design, graphic design, done video productions in front and behind camera. Now, previous year, I started as a psychology student so I've been highly visual person. Like, I rather spend time on Pinterest than on library. Because I feel like I read colors and images much more strongly than text. Now, last year I started psychology studies at University of Amsterdam. I am now in the Amsterdam. At that time, it felt like a really nice idea, but then it turned out that bachelor studies for me, and I'm very close to 40, are not a good decision anymore. My brains are not as fast. I cannot adapt to the amount of information that we need to study and remember, and so I would have highly benefit from having a brain-computer interface that would provide me what I read. Like I would have had smart glasses, I would read the document, and that information would have been stored in my brain-computer interface. And when I would have been on exam, I would have recalled that information like as it is. Because our mind is prone to errors. Our memory is prone to errors, especially like people who are close to me, they know that I have memory issues. I don't know why, but I do that. So if I would have a brain-computer interface, it would be highly beneficial for me. But what? Sorry, I cannot get past the first slide. You see how excited I am of this topic. But what would you think of me if I would be using such interface, a brain-computer interface? I believe that you would feel like I am a cheater. I'm not an authentic person. This is a ground question in my research. Here are a couple of examples of human enhancement technology. So it's an umbrella term which divides into two categories: The one is wearable technologies, and that's is exoskeletons, smart glasses, smart watches, hearing devices, even non-invasive brain-computer interfaces like a helmet that scans your brain activity. That's also a wearable technology. One category. The next category is invasive brain-computer interfaces, those that touches your brain, that are directly connected to neurons. Here are a couple of examples, and we see those smart glasses made by Meta and Ray-Ban. You can't really tell that they are smart glasses except from this little small lens that you see on the upper corner of the frame. And these smart glasses, they provide you information. They widen your cognition, your environment. Like I said in previous example, they would recognize faces and provide you data. Like as a part-time, I sell cheese in a luxury cheese shop, and the customer comes to me. I don't remember faces because I see so many people there daily. But these glasses would provide me information about that customer, the customer's desires, will, complaints, when they were there last time, and if I would then push back that information. So let's say his name is Will. The customer comes, I don't know who he is, but then my lenses will type his name here, and I say, okay, so he's Will. Welcome back, Will. It's nice that you come back. I haven't seen you for 2 weeks. How was your smoky Gouda that you bought last time? Did you enjoy that? As a customer, if you wouldn't know that I am using human enhancement technology, you would be, wow, it feels so good that I am remembered, and this customer service is actually thinking about me and remembers me. I feel so taken. That's amazing. But if the customer would know that I'm using human enhancement technology, probably again he would think that I am a cheater. Such an interesting dilemma. Like if you comes down to the human aspects of the less you know, the happier you are. So let's continue back to the topic. Here is a exoskeleton in use of exoskeleton from German bionic, and it helps with this fractal and weak hinge that we have as a human in the lower back. So it connects your legs to your upper body to legs, and makes this hinge in your lower body stronger. So you can lift heavier objects, and in warehouse or in hospitality, taking care of a heavy persons, like a light woman can now much more easily lift a heavier man back to the bed. This slide is about what I just like by now I think that I have been able to provide you the idea of what I'm pursuing here. This is a scene from Star Wars, original and old Star Wars movie, where Luke Skywalker is in this corridor here. He's flying here. Behind him is a Darth Vader, his arch enemy. And this enemy is trying to destroy him and shooting at him. He's flying in this narrow alley. It's difficult to fly in such narrow alley, and especially when somebody is trying to destroy you, kill you, shooting at you. And then your mission there is to not only to survive, but also to shoot at a small hole. And while you are driving and shooting, you need to aim at this small bull eye and then shoot. And so in general, this mission has been ranked as almost impossible, and that's why they created in the movie interface for them to help in aiming. And just before this scene, Luke Skywalker was using this interface, but then he heard his mentor saying, "Trust the Force, Luke." And so Luke Skywalker then connects back to his spirituality. He discards all the electronics that he has and trusts the force within himself, the true spirituality, the God, the spirit, the universe, the true self. And by trusting that, he then succeeds in the mission and destroys the target, hits the target. By doing so, he becomes the hero of the universe. Interesting how once you do not use technology but exceed in something really difficult, you become something much more than if you would have done it by trusting in the technology. This story touches us deeply. I would be very interesting to scratch about this topic. Why does it feel so meaningful for us, and how it will bother us to start using actually human enhancement technologies and not thinking about of those humans who use HET that they are cheaters and not authentic persons. The next slide is pretty much about what's going on now. So it's about like what is HET in like past, present, and future. Here's the lower picture. Here is Tom Cruise in Edge of Tomorrow film. He's fighting aliens with exoskeleton suits. Pretty nice film, actually. Really nice design fiction film. Science fiction also. And so for the decades, maybe even over hundreds of years, we have been dreaming of tools that would make us superhumans. And here's a picture of a boy using exoskeleton in Japan. I believe this is in Japan because it's from Skeletonics Instagram account from Japan manufacturer of this kind of skeletons and they actually walk in them, raise their arms, raise the big fingers. It looks really smooth. It looks so smooth that I actually think sometimes that when I watch those videos on their Instagram account, that it's fake. So our science fiction authors, filmmakers have prepared us for this moment for decades, and now we are finally getting really close to that. I'm really excited about this. In my master thesis, I am working at the moment on literature review. I have done my introduction chapter. It consists of 4 paragraphs. The first paragraph is about that human identity is always evolving, and I would like to find a really strong source to that. To this, I connect that the examples of modern human enhancement technologies, and with that, I say that the human enhancement technologies will push our human biological boundaries to a further level. The second chapter is about philosophical ethical questions. Really important question. Will HET strengthen or fragment our identity? And if so, if we are strongly, profoundly enhanced by technology, are we any more Homo sapiens, or are we something else? Also the question that why we have an urge to be always better than what we are and better than our neighbors. So that's also a question that I'd like to scratch a little bit with my research. The third chapter is the focus. I'm starting to narrow up my work because this is a huge. I'm actually thinking about that I will continue to PhD studies after this. Like for the master thesis, this is a big, way too big topic, and so I probably have to start already doing the PhD work, and then at some point just here's a smaller part of it. I can use it for my master thesis. Anyway, I'd like to concentrate not disable human, because these human enhancement technologies are often used for pulling back the disabled person to a normal able body level. But I'd like to research on able body, healthy person, and how to push that to a superhuman level. I would really wish to be able to work with military personnel because this kind of innovation comes from there. Design fiction is going to be my method. Design fiction it's like science fiction. So you have a group, you present a film, a product, a cartoon, story, whatever. With that story, you help them to understand how their life would be different if they would be using a product which is presented in that story. That's design fiction. And with design fiction, I'm going to focus on the small groups and also a wide review of literature, what's going on there at the moment. In my final paragraph, I'm setting the hypothesis that human enhancement users become addictive of human enhancement, and through that will take away their spiritual freedom. So I'm creating a link that human enhancement technology is a little bit something it's slightly the same as using drugs. Like drugs are biological enhancement. Human enhancement technology is then technological enhancement. My research goal is to understand how we can ethically design superhuman. Not if it's good to design a superhuman, but how we can ethically design a superhuman. I think we are already past that, where we should or can even talk about, is it ethical anymore? Is it even ethical to start thinking about how to design a superhuman? As a foundation, my interests are in transhumanism. The core is how using science, innovation, technology, we expand the boundaries of biological human. And here's a couple of examples. Rob from Toronto, he lost his eye when he was playing with his daddy's shotgun, and now he is using that eye socket to put wireless cameras in there. And then there is a Rin from Berlin who also, apart from doing tattoos and piercing, has implemented magnets and chips into his fingers. And with those magnets, he can now feel electromagnetic fields. Not sure yet why you should or want to feel those fields, but that's already enhancing because I don't feel any electromagnetic fields. And with the chips, you can put data in there, money, information, and then push that data back. Yeah. So with the chip, it's like a credit card in your fingertips. A couple of meaningful studies. Something that I really have to understand when I'm doing my study is how human identity is built into us. What is a good design fiction? How to use it effectively? What other people think about? We come to the back of the example, if I would be using smart glasses and serving people in the cheese shop, how would my consumers respond to me if they would know that I am cyborg or just like slightly enhanced human? What's going on in human in augmentation? So the history now, what's going on later in the future. And then finally, because human enhancement is about designing a new body, creating and alternating our body. So how does technology and body works and aligns together? I would like to close up on this final slide by pointing out that I really need to focus on my master thesis and narrow it down. At the moment, this feels like really interesting topic, really interesting topics. There is just way too much stuff to cover for master thesis. So I need to focus on something. One option would be just to really find a small group, interview them, a small group in security, security personnel, military, security, guards, interview them, understand what is their life and profession like, what do they do think about themselves now and about others in their group. And then I would just present a very well done design fiction product for them. I would present a visual or a verbal story for them, and telling them how would their providing them an idea, a concept of if they would be using this human enhancement technology, their life would change in this and that third directional way. And then I would interview them again by asking question like, if you would have this human enhancement technology, how would you feel yourself, how that would affect your identity, and how do you think that this your group, if you are a group leader and only you have the human enhancement technology, how they would look up on you, or would they look down on you, thinking about that you are just a silly, stupid robot, that you don't have any more your own cognition and you don't remember anything without your brain-computer interface. So sounds like pretty nice plan. That's what I have for you. I feel I emptied my thoughts, and I really hope that I'd get some feedback from you. What do you think? And if this is a topic that you are really highly passionate and interested about, I'd love to open up a conversation with you, and maybe we can actually collaborate and find a meaningful way of how to design how to ethically design a superhuman.